We're going live. Okay, we're live on the air now. Hey, folks, Tom Coleman, work with TomColeman.com and the OTS show. We're going to have a ball today. We've got our good friend Dustin C. Slade with us today. Hey, Dustin.
Hey guys, how you doing?
And we've got the wonderful Catherine Wilfong with us today.
Hi, everybody.
And of course, the magnificent Arizona Lowe. Arizona, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm doing great, doing great. We had some good fun today. So I've got a treat for anybody that's on at the end of the show today. I'm going to give you how to talk to the lizard brain. Okay, so this is a little communication tip. How to talk to the lizard brain. It's going to be the 6 strategies for influence, and these are automatic things, and you're gonna. There's 2 things about it. You can just say you see it all around you in all the marketing that you're responding to today. And so what you want to do is take a look for it. I'll give you a couple examples. It's going to be real short and sweet. I don't have time to give you all the information, but and I'll tell you a little bit more about it at the end. But so what we want to do today is just kind of talk a little bit more about YouTube and some of the best practices for YouTube and what we're doing there and some stories. And Arizona Lowe has some stories to share. I don't know if y'all have seen some of her YouTube videos, but she does some amazing things with her YouTube videos, and you need to go check those out. And Catherine Wilfong, she's the one that keeps us straight and asks great questions and keeps us on the short and narrow. And Dustin Slade, he's our expert YouTube guy. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And if you guys have any questions, of course, we want you to ask your questions. And let's see, let me turn the Q&A on here real quick, see if I can get that loaded up. Boom. Okay. Oh, the feature's disabled. So I guess I didn't turn it on fast enough. Oh well, such is life. Welcome to TV Live. Okay, well, Dustin, share with us a little bit about what you've been up to this past week. What have you been doing on YouTube? What have you got? Any new tips and tricks up your sleeves? Did we talked about that annotation, putting it over your whole screen. Did you do anything with that last week?
I couldn't find out how to do that. I don't know if they changed the setting, which they probably did. I know you can do about half the screen is what you can drag. I tried all of the different settings. It would only let me drag a half of the screen. So I don't know if that's changed or not, but it's one thing I thought would be a good idea in there is we mentioned, like leave a blank screen, 10 seconds or something at the end, so you can leave a clickable. One thing you could do is leave an image at the end, and that actually says, something like click here or start now or something like that, and put it as an image at the end of the video file when you cut the video file, and then make an annotation over the top of it. And so that the image is something that you want to use, but you can make a blank box. Instead of putting text inside the box, you can just put it over in the last 10 seconds and have that be a clickable link.
Yep, there's always workarounds. But what I'll do, I'm gonna make a resource document for this at the end, and I will give you a link that'll go to the video. And this is the Bluesman did a video on annotations, and he shows how all that's done. So I'll shoot that out as a link. You guys can click on the link and go watch the YouTube video from him. And I think that actually goes through all that and will show you how to do that. But they may have changed it. So, and if they have, that's a great workaround. Another thing people can do, you can take a really cool picture that you've got, put an arrow going down and put your annotation across it and hold it there for 30 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever you want to do. So that's a great tip, Dustin.
Also on that, there's a new feature. We talked about SoundCloud a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
SoundCloud will now I don't know, the day after that I talked about them shutting down my account because it was too full. The day after that, I got a notification that they're expanding the account, and they reopened my account, let me have access to the files and stuff. So they actually upgraded your account. You've got more space now. And when you cut a video in the video manager, you have the drop-down menu that will download the MP4. You can take that MP4 and you can upload it directly to SoundCloud. And then once you do, it's, now SoundCloud, you don't have to rip it to an MP3. It will go straight from the MP4 file, rip the audio from there, and then you can share the different files so that you can get the link juice from each of the search engine authority sites there. And so you have some from SoundCloud, you post that link on your description to your YouTube, and you post this video link in the description of your SoundCloud.
Okay. So what you were saying was before you had to rip it. You had to pull the audio. You had to strip the audio out of the YouTube video, and then upload that to SoundCloud. And now you're saying you can take that MP4, the actual video, download the video, and then upload that, and SoundCloud will automatically rip the audio out of it.
Correct.
Well, that saves a step. Cool.
Yeah, that's a neat thing. I was downloading the MP4, ripping the audio out from Windows Media Player, and then uploading it from there. But it saves you a little step from there. And
well,
so,
one of the other things that you can do though, if you're doing your YouTube videos, you can rip out the audio on that and take it with you on your player and listen to it. So I mean, I do that all the time. That way you don't have to automatically record do a recording of it. You can just do a video, and if you like it and you want to listen to it again, you can just rip the audio out of it. So it's pretty cool and take it with you. Okay.
Absolutely.
So what other? Let's see. Let's talk.
I got one more quick tip.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
As you're looking for keywords to rank, for your videos, a lot of times when you do the source code search to see what's actually ranking out there and what people are looking at, on web pages it can be difficult to find that. But on every YouTube video, if you view the source code, view the HTML on a Windows Chrome browser, you just Control U, that will show you the code. Then you Control F, that will find text in there, and you just type in keywords, and then it'll highlight the section in the code where they are. You just copy that out. I found out that for every YouTube video, it's in this format. It's not like that for every web page. You can't use that technique on a lot of web pages because it's not that format. So with YouTube videos, if you're trying to rank one, find the keywords that you're looking for, search for it, see who's coming up on the top of the search, and swipe their keywords there out of the source code.
So which part can't you do on the web page that you can do on YouTube?
The
Control F.
No, that'll work on web pages just fine. I'm just saying in different web pages, the code sometimes doesn't have a meta tag with a keyword tag in there. You cannot find it. And sometimes I found it bizarre that on some pages that I've tried to rank for, I look for the keywords in the code. They don't even have them. They're not even listed at all.
Well,
That's the problem that many web designers have. They don't take the time to put in the keywords, the description, the necessary meta tags.
Yep.
I think this is a great hangout for this, but Dustin, maybe you should make a video on how to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I've been liking the SlideShare. I've been I'm using the Search Engine Authority to use like SlideShare and SoundCloud and YouTube and all that stuff to link back to my blog. I can get that blog post that has all these different search engine authority sites or just authority sites in general, and that gains more link juice to my blog. So absolutely, I like the idea, and that's a great idea if you're watching out there too. If you know some tip that somebody doesn't know, there's always someone below you that doesn't know that tip yet. So create a little video, and what I'm doing is I'm creating a slide share, and then I can use the slide share to create a blog. Then I can create a video that's the same content just in a video format. And then I'll mesh everything together, package it up in a blog, and so I've got all these links that are gaining my blog a little bit more authority.
So do you have a checklist that you've got up that we can give people that they can download it?
I'm going to make a slide share of that, and I think I need to test it because I've just been testing the YouTube videos. If you can get 10 people to watch it all the way through,
Yep.
I've been testing that out a little bit and trying to see where that's going to place me out in the search engine. But I made a blog just yesterday, and I outranked a video that we made from we did a hashtag training with Melanie a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made a slide share and a blog and SoundCloud and all that, and I was just testing it out, and I saw that it outranked that video that we made within a couple hours. So
Cool.
you can do some stuff like that to really, I think where we're doing search engine optimization,
Mm-hmm.
Rapport talks about that as being, not as big a deal as having authority sites linking back to your content, And while I mentioned his name, he had on his newsletter this morning, he had a tip for a blog. He said if you've got a blog that is, several months old, over 6 months old, you can go back in, edit a couple things in it, and change the publish date, and Google outranks newer content versus older content with that. So he found that just by changing the publishing date and a few things and the editing that, it would put them on the top of Google with that. So I'm gonna revamp my blog and try some of that technique.
So just go back on see what's not pulling as much traffic, and go back and just update it and republish it.
Even if it's pulling a fair amount of traffic, you can just change the publish date to be updated and republished. He said, and that gains Google a little bit more.
And where was that tip from again? Because I think I saw it. I can't remember who that was from though.
That's from Rob Four.
Okay, cool. And Rob Four is a technical genius when it comes to SEO. So
SEO genius, yeah. And he's saying, the more social media sites that you can be connected with and link your content back to, the more you're going to get some clout with a K and be able to be found, really.
Well, if let's see, what's the name of that service? And anyway, yeah, if you just run stuff out and on some of the social media sharing sites, it's not OnlyWire, but Tribe.
Buffer.
I think it's Tribe Pro. But there's different services like that, and if you get about 342 shares on any one of your optimized descriptions and title, that'll rank on the first page like that. The problem with that, though, is it doesn't necessarily stay there for a long time, and that's where your authority links and your backlinks come in, and that'll keep that up there. But that's you can pretty much rank anything if you've got enough people sharing that out, because it'll get you on the first page anyway. It may not get you the first spot, but it'll get you up on the first page. And if you get real popular on the stuff, you get a whole lot of shares out there. It'll drive you further up there. But about 350 of them at one time would get you on the first page for some pretty good traffic, for some pretty good keywords.
Are you familiar with Kylo?
No.
I met him at the No Excuses. He's just an internet marketer. He's got to be on Facebook more than anyone I've ever seen. But he gets, when he posts, he'll do, 300 likes, 200 comments, from being very interactive,
Well,
commenting and stuff. And
yeah, I don't know that drives it. I don't know that likes drive it so much. But
comments definitely put it in there for sure.
if you're tweeting it out and doing stuff like that, the more interaction you get on it, it just drives stuff out more and more and more to places, and that'll definitely move you up. So that's a good.
OnlyWire is still my favorite, but Buffer is probably, I think, my second choice as a freebie. You guys have a freebie choice?
That's the one I love. I mean, it's just so easy to use. What a lot of people do is a lot of people are using Hootsuite, and I've tried to use Hootsuite, but that was just, I'm not that technical, so I don't know. Are you guys
using it, right?
Buffer?
For me, with what I'm doing, Hootsuite, and I actually ended up going to the paid version. Hootsuite offers the options that I need better than Buffer does, although I absolutely love Buffer scheduling and I miss it.
Well, I tell you, from a scheduling point of view, Robert Caruso has got a great little program for it's called Bundle Post for $20 a month on an individual basis if you're a Hootsuite user, and it also will connect through Buffer too. But most people that use it go through Hootsuite, and he's got an individual program that runs, and you can append keywords to it, and it automates all your stuff, and it will distribute it out to just all kinds of places. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I loved about Buffer was the fact that it allowed me to set a schedule, so I could set up my quotes to go out at 1:15 on Twitter. Then I could set up Facebook to, just 7 different times throughout the day. Google, I could set up, however many posts I wanted to make, but they were all timed differently.
Right.
And it was very automated, so I could just buffer a post. Firefox has this really cool button that you can install. You click the button, and it schedules it in all your different social media accounts, but at all different times.
Right.
And that's the feature that I truly miss. But by the same token, I have a team I need to track, and Hootsuite gives me the ability to just at a glance see what my team is doing.
Well, people that like Hootsuite, I mean, they absolutely love it, and I think it's got the biggest install base of anybody for disseminating information. But Bundle Post, I just want to give a shout out to Bundle Post and to Robert Caruso though, because he does his program. You can take that and it will put what you're talking about on steroids, is the way that I understand it. And I've seen some white papers that some of his customers have done, and they've got some really amazing things that they've reported on it. So, but I mean, my favorite by far is Buffer. I love Buffer. It's so simple, it's easy, and does what I want it to do. So, but that's a great point, Arizona. Appreciate that. That's fantastic. So.
The only thing I mentioned is that if you're multi-posting to multi-groups,
yep.
One thing that's talked about in there in circles is as you post with that type of software, it'll say posted via Hootsuite, OnlyWire, whatever software you use to multi-post with that. And for some reason, Hootsuite's gotten some reviews that are negative, and people are talking about, if they see it, if it's a post like that, they'll just pass right on by it. So I have heard some talk about that, and I'm sure it goes for the other ones too, but Hootsuite was the first, and that's my 2 cents on that.
I want to say that probably the reason that feedback is coming back around the negativity is because social is supposed to be social. And when people think that a post is coming out just automated, it seems to take the social out of social. So if it comes out that you're just blasting out posts and you've scheduled it, and you're not sitting there, ready to be social, especially on certain posts where people are expecting you to be commenting back, they're going to pass over it. They're thinking, oh, they scheduled this out and they're not even going to see my comment. If I want to sit there and talk with them and send a comment back, it might be hours before I get an interaction. So I think that is the negativity that's going to come back from saying it's sent out via Hootsuite or sent out via something else. So you might want to check out how that reaction or what you're looking for coming back.
I think part of that depends on how you interact on your social media accounts. I think Tom can verify that if somebody tweets to me at any point during the day, I usually respond within an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to engage a lot.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't hide the fact that I schedule these posts because I'm obligated. I feel obligated to get them out there.
Right.
So I think part of that has to do with the personality that you're building on the social media accounts.
Right.
Well, in general, my 2 cents on it are just in general. There's a big debate on what if you just ask out in the universe, do you believe in automating things or do you not? You'll have people on both sides of that argument.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I ascribe to, I think tools help out, but I think that you can automate a lot of things because that helps you out. But where you're interacting with people and on social media, you have to have a way to monitor it. And come in and respond when people are making comments, and you have to come in and out. You don't have to be on the format the whole day, but you've got to pop in and out, and you've got to be able to track people coming in and making things. And if you're getting back to people within an hour, depending on your business, it depends on your business too. Some people an hour is fine. Some people half a day is fine. But some people, if it's a problem, then you need to monitor your brand and be on top of it like that. If you're like a big company, and somebody's raising concerns about something, you need to be able to respond to it immediately. But those are people that have people on it. They do it on a day job and things like that. So it kind of depends on where you are. And then you'll have some people on the other end of that'll just say, oh no, you should never automate anything. But you can't be everywhere all at once without using tools. So I don't see any way around it. You just have to be able to manage it so it works for your business. So Arizona, I think that's a great answer. Thanks.
I think it's all about finding the balance, between the wonderful tools that we have available and the interaction that is necessary. You've got to find the balance that's right for your business.
Right. I totally agree with scheduling. But I think that's the argument about why people don't necessarily want to interact with a Hootsuite post.
That's true.
I don't see any way around scheduling posts. Especially with all the different social medias you have to get out to today. So.
And I would encourage you, if you're not on either of those, to just register with Klout, Klout, and then go to their scheduling tab, and there's a calendar on the right-hand side. When you look at the calendar, you can choose by date, and it will tell you what are the most popular times to be online by day. So you can choose, for instance, today, the best times to share stuff are 9:30 a.m., 2:45 p.m., and 4:15 p.m.
Is that based on your account, or is that based on a general average of what's happening?
That's on the general average of what's happening with Twitter and Facebook and all the other social medias that are integrated with it. But mainly it's based off Twitter, right, Tom?
Well, I don't know where they get it from, but it's just the way I look at it, I think this is what Arizona was going to say. Go ahead, Arizona.
Well, what I was going to point out is that every business is going to have different time zones. I read this great book about Twitter marketing, and he has said never, ever, ever post anything after 8 p.m. Well, that may have worked for him, But for me, with an international audience, I post 24/7.
24/7. Yeah. So I think what you have to do, and I think in general you can start there and kind of use those and see if it works for your audience, but you have to test everything to find out where your audience is and where they're coming from, and put stuff out for them that's convenient for them to consume, and on the medias that's convenient for them to consume.
And
So
when you're doing your testing, don't freak out if something doesn't work and you start losing followers.
yeah, that's usually the
Yeah.
first sign that you're on the right track.
Exactly. Just adjust and go on.
Exactly. Great advice. Hey, tell us a little bit, Arizona. I mean, I don't know if I don't tell us a little bit about how you do your videos. I mean, because I mean, they're really interesting. They're really interesting videos. You've got great music on it. You've got great stories that roll with it, and your face is not on it at all.
Well, there's 2 of them out there with my face on it.
Okay, well, I didn't see those. I'm sorry.
I would prefer my face not being on them, to be honest.
No. We love your smiling face. But tell people a little bit about how you do your videos.
It's really funny because that's an area that I'm just beginning to explore more. I started out using Windows Media Maker, and I go to, there's all kinds of artists, independent musicians who offer free leads in, and I need to make a list of these and get them out there. So that's where my music comes from, is from the independent musicians. And then I have 2 of them now have been done with Flash, and I'm now exploring After Effects, which gives all kinds of interesting ways of making markups for the annotations.
When you're talking about Flash, what specifically are you talking about? Is there a program that you're associating that with, or?
Adobe Flash Maker. Yeah.
Okay, Adobe Flash Maker. So you're using that to do some of the things, and then what was the other thing?
Adobe After Effects.
Okay.
I have the latest Adobe Creative Suite, which it's a pricey piece of software, but if you do a lot of graphics design, it is a necessary piece of software.
So any graphics designer is going to have that in their arsenal.
Definitely.
So, yep. And
I have a question with that.
Go ahead.
For After Effects, you can download a lot of free like video intros. If you want to do a video intro for YouTube, you can have it be on every one of your videos, but it has to be 3 seconds. So you can download these really cool, splash art kind of After Effects intros, but you have to have, they're in the format of AE, After Effects, right?
Right.
So is there any other type of program besides Adobe? I know it's a badass program. Is there any way around that?
I have not found one yet. If I find one, I'll let you know. I have never played with After Effects until I started playing with videos, and actually had to go find my disk and reinstall or install After Effects because I didn't even have it installed. But then you go out to Fiverr or you holler at someone like me and you say, hey, can you fix this up real quick?
Oh, cool. There you go. Need an intro? Need an outro? Arizona Low. You can find her on Twitter. Today's
3-second disclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but, go ahead.
I've tried to play with that a little bit and found some other programs that are freebies for video editing, and they're not very good. Video editing software that's freebie stuff is really pretty weak in what its capability is. So.
Oh, and I hate to say this, but as far as the freebies goes, Microsoft's Movie Maker is the best that I've found, and I've played with a lot of them.
I like that one too. It's not bad at all. There's presets in there. There's a few things that I want to do that I can't do in there, but it's not a bad place to start. On the other hand, if you're using image editing software and you want to do Photoshop, like I'm sure that comes in the bundle there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Photoshop that I use is the GIMP. You guys talk about that at all?
I like GIMP.
GIMP is considered the free Photoshop, and you can download it, install it, and its capabilities are very similar to what Photoshop can do. Not the same, but very similar.
They keep up with almost all the features that
Do they
Photoshop
really?
offers. So, yeah, they do really, really good.
Let me ask you this: as far as GIMP goes, is there a good instructional document that'll tell you how to use it, or are you just
It comes
just
with
video
install,
how to use GIMP?
and that's the other thing. YouTube, how to do whatever with GIMP, and there's a billion tutorials on it. It's just
Okay, cool.
amazing what I've learned from watching a few tutorials.
Well, everything's out there if you know the keywords to look for it.
I haven't found the video editing software like that. I know someone's got to have made it, or somewhere out there, but so far Windows Movie Maker is my go-to program at the moment.
Well, I got GIMP, and I started looking at it, and I tried to do a couple things with it, and just said, I don't have time to learn this. Let somebody else learn it. Pay them to do it for you.
When you get stuck on GIMP and you can't go any further because you did something wrong and it messed up everything else you did, take your image to PicMonkey.com, and you'll probably get whatever you want done there pretty quick if you're not very technical.
That sounds like a reasonable idea.
PicMonkey, I don't know. Is there any other good ones that you like? PicMonkey is, I think, the easiest format to use.
Well, and Canva's out there too. Canva's pretty good too. So, and if you have a good some free stock photos that are pretty good, like GenStock Photo, you can go grab one of theirs and put those in Canva, put those in PicMonkey, and do all kinds of things with them. And you might can pull those into GIMP too and play around with them. Or if you're like Arizona and have the what was the name of that program again?
The Creative Suite.
Yeah.
Adobe Creative Suite.
Adobe Creative Suite.
And it comes with Flash, Illustrator, which does your vectors, After Effects, Dreamweaver, Photoshop, of course. I mean, it
Dreamweaver is supposed to be pretty slick, yeah.
Oh, Dreamweaver is beautiful.
You've played with that before, hadn't you?
I use it every day.
Cool. Okay. Well, one of the things that we're kind of drawing nigh, and one of the things I wanted to tell you about, we're going to do it kind of at the end, so we're getting to that time. How to talk to the lizard brain. Okay, it's 6 strategies for influence. And this is just a listing, and I'll go over a couple of things, and if you guys want to chat about it for a couple of minutes, we can do that. But this is, we're talking about the laws are reciprocity. So if you've got a pen and piece of paper, you might want to write these down. There's 6 laws, and the first is reciprocity. The second is commitment and consistency. The third is social proof. The fourth is liking. The fifth is authenticity. And the
Wait.
Yeah.
Liking.
Yeah. Liking.
Authenticity.
Authenticity. And the sixth is scarcity. And just to give you like a couple of things as far as reciprocity, I mean, these are things that you're going to see. It's part of your unconscious. You just respond to them, and that's why I say it's the lizard brain. But you'll see it every day. Like when you're going to somebody's opt-in list, they'll say, "I'm going to give you this for your email address." That's a reciprocity thing. I'll give you this for that. When you go to like Costco or Sam's Club or any of the grocery stores where they're giving away little bite-sized pieces little taste test. That's a reciprocity kind of thing. They're giving you this, and you'll tend to, if you like it, go purchase it. So the question is, how can you use that in your marketing on an authentic basis, or if you want to be aware of it so that you can go, oh, I know what they're doing. But that's how that works. And then as far as like scarcity, a real easy one for scarcity is if you just look in today's paper, you'll probably see ads for tomorrow for example, organic chicken. Save $2. It's now X number of dollars per pound. But it's only good for as long as we have, we have a limited supply. Come and get it. And people, if you're looking for that, that's gonna pull them into the store, and they're gonna buy that. So, but there's a lot of, and social proof is kind of, it's a lot broader than what you think about. It's movements and it's waves. Like the ALS Bucket Challenge was part of a social proof deal. When you go to a stadium and everybody does the wave, it's part of a social proof kind of deal. As in other kind of things like testimonials and stuff like that, and personal people saying, I tried this and it worked like this and stuff like that. But I mean, those are the 6 strategies for influence, and I'll put a list down, and if you're interested in some more information about that, I'll give you a way to, because we can't talk about it in a huge way, but I'll give you some more information, way to get some more information in our resource document, and I'll have the resource document available for you tomorrow. But any questions about any of that? Or this is it sounds simple, but it's really profound if you can take all this, and it goes back to the language that you're using, and how you can use all this, and basically you're weaving it and putting it all through your marketing, and it flat out works. So, any questions about any of that?
Just read the list one more time for us, Tom.
Okay. It's 6 steps. It's number 1 is reciprocity. Number 2 is commitment and consistency. And I'll also put a link where I'll list this out for people. Number 3 is social proof. Number 4 is liking. In other words, if people start to like you, they'll respond a little bit better when you tell them, well, go try this. It's that kind of stuff. It's just part of the laws that people respond to. Number 5 is authenticity, and number 6 is scarcity. And there's information out there, but I'll put this out, and I'll put links where if you want to export further, you can export further. So anyway, any questions about that?
That one I might have to digest a little bit, chew it up, digest it.
Well, you got to actually, to make anything happen, you got to be aware of it first, and you've got to make a conscious decision to do something a little bit differently with it, and you've got to do it over time to make it a habit. And once you've got the habit going, if you keep it going, you start to build up good things happening. And it's the same as true if you got bad habits, you'll start to build up bad things. So you want to build up good habits and not bad habits. So these are good habits. If you can become aware of it, decide how you want to use it authentically in your marketing, and you can influence people. So it's a pretty slick little thing. But a lot of it has to do with we talked about it at the end of last week too, which is your language, and that's the I am, I can, I will, and I believe. And the other thing that you can do to make sure that it's something that you want to say at the end of any statement that you make, just add, and that's what I want. And if you can't respond to that, that will back you up. So does that make sense? All right.
I like it.
Everybody got so quiet. Come on now, let's have some fun.
That's a lot of good information.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. So that's
That's good stuff.
thanks, Dustin. So anyway, do you? Let's go ahead and kind of wrap this up because I got to get going. I've got some things I got to do. I know Dustin does too, and I'm sure you guys have busy days as well. So what's on your schedule for today, Dustin? What do you want to say? What do you want to wrap it up with?
Keep creating content. Put in some personal growth every day, and go out, at least talk to 5 people, maybe even 10 people. Start a conversation. Just say hello. How's it going? Don't talk about business. Don't try and share your link.
Say that part again. Say that part again.
Don't share your link right away. Yeah, give it some time. You want to wait till that they're going to ask you. Well, what do you do? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I've got 5,000 links to send you. But I think if you can be consistent, do a daily action plan like that, you'll start to build up, people that are going to start to follow you. It's not going to come overnight. It's going to take a little time to build up some of this content. But as I said before, choose something that you know or just learned or want to learn it, and go reproduce it, recopy it. Doesn't you don't give some credit if you use something direct quote from somebody somewhere and share a link or something. But you can easily reproduce any of the how-tos that are out there and make your own content.
There you go. Good advice. Catherine, what do you want to say?
Well, I sent out a post, and I really believe it. Do something today that you're going to thank yourself in the future for.
Cool. That's great advice.
Like that.
Yep. Arizona?
Don't be afraid to try something new, whether that be playing with a new software, a new online tool, or just something new in your everyday life that doesn't necessarily have to do with business. Be willing to stretch a little bit outside your box. I'm doing it. I'm on video.
Sounds great. Okay, guys. We had a great time today. I hope you did. I hope it was worthwhile for you. If you like it, share it out. Help us build an audience. And we'll see you next Tuesday at the same bat channel, same bat time, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So change that into your time schedule, and we'll see you then. So
come with your questions. Thanks,
okay.
guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, Rosanna. Bye, Dustin. Bye, Tom.
Have a great day.